Hello guys, my name is Tara Taro. This will be your mid-June to end of June reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Risings. If you haven't been to my channel before, hello, welcome. Following this reading, this set of readings, I'll be doing month to month, starting at the beginning of July. But I had done mid-May to mid-June, so I didn't want you guys to have in-between time that was missing. So I had already shuffled the cards, and I made sure that you didn't have any of that distraction, so we could jump right into it. So when I had asked what would happen as the next 2 weeks as a whole, what the theme of the next 2 weeks would be, what I received was the Lovers in reverse. The Lovers in reverse. So traditionally, the Lovers card is associated with romantic relationships. However, another big divination meaning, like divinatory meaning for it, is that there is a hard choice that you have to make. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a big decision, that it's a big life-altering decision, but it can be. I think mostly it has to do with being a hard choice because there's no pro or con list that you can make. There's no winning options. When the Lover's card comes up in reverse, you're asked, are you denying your own desires? Is like there's something else that's driving your decision to do or to get what you really want. Now, what I feel is occurring at this time is that you might be in a position where, if it's a romantic partner, you might be in a position where you're between two people and you're not sure of what choice to make, but it might be that you are leaning towards one of the options purely on egotistical desires. So if it's that you have a deeper connection with one person, but the other person makes more money or has nicer things like that. There might be a choice like that. It could also be a big choice as far as between two jobs, between changing a career. So this is a big choice, a big decision that you're going to have to make. And this is the next 2 weeks. So when I first saw this, I thought for a lot of you, for some reason around your birthdays, I feel like a lot of romantic things occur, that they come up because you're so in your power that I feel like you being the Gemini, always looking for a partner. I feel like your situation is that you're trying to draw that in and now like you're getting things, but you're not sure of what you want. And it might be hard for you to make these decisions. When I had asked what's something unexpected that'll come up, is I got the 5 of Cups. Now the 5 of Cups is dealing with a loss, but it's more of an emotional loss than an actual loss. So if you see in this card, I'll bring it up closer so you could see, the 5 of Cups, he has a path that's leading straight back to community, straight back to civilization, to his home, to his family, to a place where he could recuperate from whatever he has lost at this time. I'm sorry for the glare that keeps happening. Now, in this card, as you could see, there's 3 cups that have spilt. So he had lost something, but he still has 2 cups. There is still something in balance. And it might not have been what he wanted to happen, but I think that it was something that might have needed to happen. Now, I feel like what's unexpected about this is you might not have believes that there would have been as much of an emotional reaction as there is. I think that this connection that you have, you might feel disconnected right now, but I think you are connected to spirit in a way, or you're being connected to something that's a little bit higher than you, but you might just not be aware of it. You might be overwhelmed by all of this, the stress that this big choice is causing you, and it might blur your vision at the moment. So this unexpected loss that you might feel, it is emotional, but it might not be something that is going to last. I think if you actually recognize that you still have things behind you, you'll feel a little bit better about that. Now, how you could stay grounded and balanced, another choice card. The Two of Wands represents you having the world as your oyster. Everything that you could possibly want, the opportunities, the people, the situations you need, the karmic lessons, everything is right in front of you. In fact, it's right at your fingertips. But the thing is you're stuck in this middle place right now, and you're not really going forward with anything. So you have opportunities, but you're not choosing which one to go with, and it's harming you. Because if you sit there, eventually the world's going to leave. Like, it's not going to be in your hands forever. Because opportunities are going to start walking away if you don't start moving towards them. Because you're going to get more, like, disconnected from life, from yourself, and from what your self and your, like, higher self is telling you to do. So I feel that what you can do right now, because it does, again, revolve around a big decision, is make a decision to start moving towards anything. It doesn't necessarily matter which choice that you make with this one. Which is why that I kind of believe that it's not a romantic relationship, because I feel like romantic relationships would matter a whole lot. So I feel like it's more like you having to make a choice towards a career decision, something that'll bring you more joy rather than something romantic. However, it could still, if it still applies for romantic, and this is a general reading, go with that. But I think for a lot of you, it's not going to be strictly that. I think there are going to be things during this 2 weeks that will surround that. But I think it's going to be a decision based around like a career jump or a job change. It doesn't necessarily need to mean field. Now, the next card I picked was what important emotion you will feel this week. And I received the Judgment card in reverse. So you might have a feeling that you're not listening to your calling. You might feel that you have some harsh realizations that you're actually attributing staying in one place or making a decision that isn't what you truly want to do. You might be like, oh, this calling is, this is my calling instead. But you're really just justifying it to do what you want to do or to stay comfortable. And if that's what's happening, then this being in reverse, that's a blocked energy. That's blockages within your chakras, that's blockages within, like, that causes problems with your health. It causes problems with, like, mental clarity, with being connected to source or something higher than yourself. And honestly, if that's the case, you might need to reevaluate it. But I think that over the next 2 weeks, it's really you're going to really acknowledge that that might be something that you're doing, or that you're actually just allowing things to go by you. And I think that will propel you forward. Because the next card I asked was, what will inspire you to actually move out of this place? And I received the Strength card. So it's possible that there's a Leo in your life that might inspire you to move forward, because Leos have a very good, like, a lovely thing I love about them is, like, they really know how to stroke your ego. And I don't think it's always done in, like, a way that they're trying to manipulate you. I think they do it because they feel like so strongly and they want that, so they do it to other people. And I feel like this person might give you that kind of confidence boost that you really need. But if it's not another Leo in your life, or it's not another fire sign that's doing this to you, then it could also be that you go through a, like, dark night of the soul where you need to recognize the illusions that you have. And fear, all your fears are illusions. So you recognize what fears are actually blocking you from doing what it is that would really put you in a higher vibration and make you do what your calling is actually meant to do. Sorry, I lost place I made the note. And yeah, so I really feel that if it's not another person that inspires you, that you will actually just start to feel inspired by like this dark night of the soul that you go through. You might have to fight your shadow self, but once you recognize that you're making your like life more difficult because you're telling yourself that you can't do things, or that things are more difficult, or that something bad will happen, but if you recognize that your spirit guides are actually surrounding you at this very moment and helping you get where you need to be, then you might feel a little bit more confident and be able to move forward with the hard choice or the big decision that you need to make. When I had asked how your spirit guides will actually communicate to you, I received the Temperance card. So the Temperance card comes after the Death card in the tarot deck. It's number 14. So 1 plus 4 for numerology is 5. So this card reflects change. It also has to deal with multiple elements within it. This card also represents an angel. So I believe that this angel is surrounding you always. I believe the way that they will speak to you, it's possible that you might get like downloads when you're surrounding water. So I think that it's a possibility that you should be like around beaches or around water, or if you do water divination at all, you might get like downloads during that. You also might receive word through dreams, because that's how I usually speak to angels. And another way I would feel is if you see feathers. That's always been like white feathers specifically. So if you just happen to like find one, then they're like showing you that they're there, and they're trying to tell you like that everything's going to be okay. And you should feel a sense of comfort and peace when you find it. How to best support yourself during this time. This is the Wheel of Fortune card, and the Wheel of Fortune card represents cycles. The definition of insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting a different result. The Wheel of Fortune to me always means that you're being shown the same lesson that you've been shown over the course of, honestly, through the 6s and 7s and 5s. I'm going to say that it's within the last like 6 months. 6 months to a year. Maybe a little bit more. In the last 6 months to a year, you've been going through the same lessons. Maybe with the same person. Maybe it's with the job that you've been struggling with trying to change it all of this time. But you've been given these lessons over and over again, and I think that how you can support yourself is recognizing that you have the choice. Life is not dragging you through this again to torture you. You're able to make the choice to break the cycle. You're able to make the choice that will make you proud. If it's to go within something again, you need to make sure, if it's, with a person, let's say, you need to make sure that you're different, and that would make the cycle change. Otherwise, the only other way is to not go forward with something, or to not go forward with an opportunity when it presents yourself. But I feel like that's the cycle that you're trying to break out of. So I feel like how you can support yourself is recognizing how strong your choice actually is, and how life should not control your behavior, and freedom and your power is all your own. The 3 of Swords being the bottom of the deck is something that frightened me, because that was the first thing that I saw. And I think it's just having to do with, there's an imbalance in your thought. You might feel really anxious during these 2 weeks, but it's because things are seeming difficult. But it's only it's trying to teach you a lesson that you haven't actually learned. It's trying to really make you recognize and assimilate it into your reality so that you're able to change what's coming next. Alright guys, so I hope that the next 2 weeks are okay. I hope this hard choice you recognize that this hard choice is not as hard as you actually believe that it is. I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful next 2 weeks. I hope if you had a recent birthday or you're going to have a birthday soon that it is a very happy one. And I'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much. Bye.